Hello everyone, welcome to a new video for Bitcoin price prediction based on Elliott wave analysis. This is the daily close for Bitcoin to see what happened. After the last analysis, we said, of course, we start to move a little bit for higher here once we broke, of course, this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 toward the downside as, of course, an impulse. And I said, of course, that, yeah, it is preferably, of course, that we see one more move toward the downside to hit at least the 0.38 level. Once this video was closed in this area, we saw that move toward the downside. And yeah, I was preferably to take this at least 0.38 before moving toward the upside. And this, of course, what we got. We got a 0.5 fib level even. And of course, we're still looking for a potential wave toward the upside. But yeah, again, as I mentioned before, and I repeat, we are still, of course, in a corrective wave. And that because, of course, it is a lack of evidence that we are an impulse 1-2 here. Yeah, so because you have, of course, the three waves toward the upside, you failed to take the high here, turning this into an A rather than a wave 1. And that means, of course, you are corrective in a wave B and you're looking for a wave C here. Potentially your wave C is finishing as 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. We are still inside this impulse toward the upside for one more wave toward the upside. Now, if we are looking at this area here, we see, of course, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, if we're gonna finish one more wave 5 for an A, B, and a C, it's a very, very deep A, B, C. Your wave 5 might hit already the invalidation point. And if we hit the invalidation point, of course, let's give it a chance here that, okay, this is anyway a finish 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now let's move this invalidation to this wave 1, which is, of course, right now we're looking at a 1, 2, 3, 4. You would like, of course, to hit this blue line, or the yellow line, sorry, as an invalidation. Now, if it is, of course, it's gonna be saved with one more leg toward the downside without taking this yellow line, of course, then yeah, there is a potential to have one more leg toward the upside as a wave 5. If this wave 5 is gonna be very deep, I would say we have finished in, of course, three waves toward the upside. So we have to be careful with it, and finishing with three waves meaning W, X, and a Y. Okay, so three waves up, three waves down, and then three waves up again. Of course, the price is very, very tricky. Now, we were expecting one more low, but this low was given even lower. It was given in a very huge impulse towards the downside. And this is a problem right now. And don't forget that we are still in a bear market. Don't forget that we said that in case that we are corrective, we might still looking for lower, and this might be, of course, your potential here of an A, B, and a C as a first possible scenario, meaning, of course, if you finished here three waves up, you're looking for a wave B anyway, yeah? And then moving toward the upside. Second possible scenario is the WXY and X and a Z, where you have finished a structure wave A here, after having, of course, this WXY, X, and a Z, and you're looking here for kind of an impulse toward the upside. But I don't really see an impulse. I see still, of course, a corrective wave. I see, of course, in case you are in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to finish right now this one more leg, you would like to have 4, 5. But the problem again, I don't see a 1, 2 here, but I'm gonna give it a chance. This is the idea. Um, higher potential is for the WXY. Now, as a bearish scenario, don't forget that you might turn into, of course, a ending diagonal for a wave C after having an ABC. Three waves down, three waves up, 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. Ending diagonal, you have finished a wave 1 here as a zigzag. Obviously, this is an impulse, correction, another impulse, finishing wave 1. Meaning right now, if you are in a correction, I believe that this correction is very shallow anyway. So I believe that you might still have one more high to finish potentially this wave 2. And if we move, of course, impulsively, we might see a correction and a second impulse for a wave 3, and then, of course, continuation toward the downside. I start, of course, to move for this scenario as higher potential, but first, I still need much more evidence, meaning to move 100% to this scenario as highest possibility, I would like to see the invalidation given here to be hit, this yellow line. If the price take, of course, this yellow line, which is the zone 1, which is at this price 77,900, if the price move to this area, I would move directly for an ending diagonal wave C toward the downside. Yeah, so just by taking this price here. Now, of course, there is still a possibility of 3 waves up, 3 waves down, and 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5, of course, to be reanalyzed, guys. But it's a very, very tricky price action. Yeah, so basically, if you get a wave B here, also is very possible. Yeah, like having a move up here, and then 3 waves for a wave B, and then moving continuously towards the upside rather than moving towards the downside in an ending diagonal. So it is a crossroad, guys, to be analyzed, of course, in this area. But currently, yeah, we cannot rush and say that we are bearish. We are still inside this impulse and no invalidation was given yet. Yeah, I need to see an invalidation here to say, okay, that we're moving to a different structure. All right. So we are still in 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5 currently. I'm still looking for this wave 5. That because we are still even in between the fib level for wave 4. We did not invalidate yet, knowing that we hit the 0.618, which is, yeah, kind of like invalidation. But yeah, I prefer, of course, to stick with the rules more than some guidelines, preferably to take the 78K. Yeah, if we take a look also on the KGT for Bitcoin, we can see on the 1-minute chart here, you can see the pressure of the bearish scenario here, bearish signals in convergence with the price action, and that's why we saw, of course, a very impulsive wave toward the downside, and this is, of course, on the 1-minute chart. Now we got, of course, a bullish signal, but it is not divergence. Yeah, so be careful. It is not divergence with the price action, meaning, of course, it's a weak signal. We might take the low very easily, and we might get the invalidation in the yellow line, meaning giving higher potential of a finish 3 waves up, looking for 3 waves down. But don't forget that this is an impulse. If this is gonna finish, of course, wave 5, you have to expect continuation toward the downside, giving higher possibility again even for an ending diagonal. Yep, so that was it for Bitcoin. Thank you for watching. Thank you for your likes and comments, and don't forget as well to watch the X updates. We have today Tau and Ripple, XRP, and Popcat. Yep, so that was it for Bitcoin. Thank you for watching. Thank you for your likes and comments. See you in the next one. Bye bye.